late second.
Hoosier Nation, what's up? What the heck? Indiana loses 94-69. Might as well have been 114-52. Who cares? It leaves me speechless. I mean, I keep coming in here. Ben, talk some sense. It's rare I'm speechless, but go ahead.
Hey, I don't ever remember us getting our butt kicked like that at home in my whole entire life. Even when we had really crappy teams. I don't even think Archie lost that bad at home.
Hey, let it fly. Let it fly tonight. I'm just letting anybody tune in.
No, I'm trying to stay positive.
Trying to stay positive with the cuss words? Okay, but I will too. I will say I'm surprised it only ended up being 25.
It should have been a lot more. If they would have kept the pedal in the metal, it would have been a lot more.
Yeah. And just in case, for those listeners that are in podcast form and they didn't get a chance to watch that, whatever that was.
Hey, thank goodness it was on the Peacock and maybe some people couldn't see it.
I didn't even go to my office tonight. You can see I'm just in my son's room here. I just didn't even feel like getting the set up tonight. So Indiana loses 94-69, goes to 13-5 on the year, 4-3 in the Big Ten, and we had a fight late. We had Indiana was down 28 at the half, the lowest, the worst in 25 plus years at Assembly Hall. The most points given up in like 28 years in the first half. Mike Woodson just setting all kinds of records, and there were chants of fire Woodson, and I think that they're founded. They're absolutely founded. This is a dumpster fire. There's a fight late, which I don't mind. I don't mind that. People, getting into a little scrum, but how about we show some fight when you're not down 30? I guess would be my advice to everyone. I just don't really know what this was. What was this?
Well, we didn't guard their point guard, who's actually a really good player.
Yeah, he's going to be a top 5 pick in the draft.
Yeah, but we decided that it would be a bad idea to cover him on the 3-point line. So we just gave him wide open threes in the beginning of the game. Then we decided, hey, let's not rebound at all. Somehow we got out-rebounded, 51-37. It was probably way worse when both teams were actually, trying. And Mackenzie Mbako, I don't think he's hurt because he kept him in at the end of the game when we were down 30. I don't know what happened to him, but he's been the worst player I've ever seen in my life.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of blame to go around, quite frankly, with this team. And, Indiana, that's back-to-back 25-point losses. And quite frankly, I mean, it should have been more than that. I will give Indiana a little bit of credit and to start the second half that there was a little bit of fight. They got it to 16, and then the rails, they went off the rails again. But there's no game plan. There's no prep. It's roll the ball out. If we get punched in the mouth, well, we'll see you tomorrow. And quite frankly, I'm gonna be honest with you. Mike Woodson shouldn't see tomorrow. Did you see the stat? I mean, everybody left at halftime. Like, we know where this ends. We know where it ends. If I have any stones at all, and I don't even know a precedent of a coach getting fired mid-year and a power. I don't really follow that closely. Mike Woodson should not be the coach at Indiana tomorrow. This fan base is done. And because it's one thing to be 13-5. That's now 5 losses by a combined 111 points. That's ridiculous. No effort, no game plan. The team doesn't seem to care. Mike Woodson seems to have no answers, no game plan, no prep, no nothing. And people are leaving at halftime, and they should. And they booed him off the court, and they should. Right? These are, guys.
They're paid now.
Good money, yeah, to play. That's their job. And there's no effort, and there's no effort from the coaching staff. If it was me, Scott Dolson, I mean, you're going to fire him anyway at the end of the year. Let's be honest. 2 months from now, he's going to be gone, right? I think, are we mean, he's gone in 2 months. So don't delay the inevitable. Fire him tomorrow, hand the keys to Calbert Cheaney and say, you have it the rest of the season. If you do that, you will at least have respectability and people will actually show up to the games and give a crap. If you don't, and you run Mike Woodson out there for however many games we have left at home, 7, 8 games, I don't know. You cannot, if you're in, you are a laughing stock, a laughing stock. Social media is having a field day.
I mean, the only reason why we're 13-5 is because we've had the biggest cupcake schedule ever.
Yeah. Mike Woodson totally did. I'm going to stack. He pulled the Darren Breeze method. I'm going to schedule light. And, I'm going to – we always find a way to make him into the podcast somehow.
It does look like a Miami football schedule. I ain't going to lie.
But it's that's the way he schedules as well, his high school team. But I digress. Dolson has to do something. And I think that you are on the brink as a program. You have one more shot. And you're done. You're done. You screw this up this time, Indiana basketball is done. Done. They're going to use the whole we wanted to try an alumni. Mike's an accomplished coach, this, that, and the other. Fine. We all decided, hey, we'll live with it, whatever. You don't have that anymore. I don't care. Steve Alford, whoever. No. Okay? But Scott Dolson needs to go for it. Right now, he needs to call Mike Woodson in. Quinn Buckner's not broadcasting the Pacers tonight because they're on national TV. Call him up and say, we need to meet tomorrow morning. This is not working out. You pay Mike Woodson what you owe him, whatever you want to do. It is over. This is over.
I'm missing. What does Quinn Buckner have to do with Mike Woodson?
He's the main person of the board of trustees that got him the job and is going to have to sign off on it. He's got deep hooks into this whole thing. So it's just, it'd be like you being in charge of, you'd have to say, hey, Jeff, we're going to have to fire you. That would not be an easy conversation to have, but for the betterment, you have to do this. And I'm talking tomorrow. I'm not talking 2 months from now. They are still 13-5. This team stinks, but if you want to have at least some ounce of respectability, you have to, and I hate having to relitigate this every single time we get on here. And I said, I was texting someone today that I wasn't going to do this unless they get their teeth kicked in. And they did. And that's where we are. And I simply do not get that effort. And I don't blame the students. I don't blame the crowd for leaving early. I don't blame any of them for any of that. I'm not a big proponent of booing at Assembly Hall. But that effort tonight, absolutely, they deserve that. Mike Woodson deserved it. And I don't even know if I want to check Twitter to see what he's saying after the game. Because I'm sick of the excuses. I'm sick of hearing, we got this new team. We got this and that and the other. No.
Everybody.
You rein me back in. Tell me why this is going to work.
Everybody's got a new team. Illinois has got a whole new team. And half of them are from overseas. They got a whole new squad. And Illinois got punched in the face last game, and they got up this game and kicked some ass. We got
punched in the mouth twice in a row.
Yeah. We got knocked out.
Yeah, that's a knockout blow. That's the knockout blow for the season. And, who knows where this ends up. I'm sure they'll win a few more games and, whatever. But Ken Palm hasn't projected to lose the next 9. I just hate having to relitigate the Mike Woodson thing every single night. But I'm going to do it when they get beat by 25. I'm just telling you. I'm going to do that when they lose by that much. It's one thing to play hard and fight in the Big Ten and lose a tough game. We're used to that. We are not used to, Indiana's fallen on some tough times. But we are not used to just getting our teeth kicked in consistently. And that's what's happening right now. And ultimately, that will be the reason that Mike Woodson's let go. It won't be that he went 17-14 this year. It'll be that you went 17-14 and your average amount of loss was 20.
Basically, the only time he was a decent coach is when he had Trace, and Trace was just that good.
I mean, yeah, I hate having to, I honestly, like, it seems like this is on loop every time we talk, right? Hey, and this is just two guys who love IU basketball that get together and do this as a hobby. This started from us talking on the phone.
It used to be fun, and now it's just painful.
Yeah,
it
used to just be us talking on the phone, and we said, hey, why don't we just record this and put it out and see if somebody will listen to it? And we appreciate people, and there's 3 people actually in here listen to us right now, which is actually pretty cool. So shout out to whoever you all are, because I think I'm an insane person for actually doing this right now. But if I don't do it now, then I won't be as upset as I will be tomorrow. It's fine. But like, Indiana basketball does mean something to me. My Indiana University degree means something to me. And when I see just no effort from the team, no effort from the coach, like you can't get, I mean, you can, but you can't get rid of all the players. So I truly think Scott Dolson needs to do something drastic. I don't even think that's drastic. I just don't know that there's a precedent of letting go a coach mid-season unless they've done something like when they let Sampson go. And like, I get you, I'm not rehashing that, but 18 years ago, that was, or 17, whatever it was, that was against the rules. And that was the second time he did it. Like, Mike Woodson hasn't broken any rules. He's just not a good coach. And
he's probably a great guy. He's just a shitty coach. It is what it is.
I don't even know how great of a guy he is, to be completely honest with you. But I think he's an egomaniac, narcissistic person. He's probably pretty nice, but he thinks he's Bobby. Got news for you, man. You're just not. You're one hell of a player. Like, no doubt about that. One of the greatest players in IU basketball history, and a really solid pro career, and a decent NBA coaching career, especially as an assistant and an NBA champion. So, like, you can't take any of that away from him. But, I mean, Jeff Goodman's already tweeted the first thing, as soon as he said, the first call you make, Scott Drew. I put a poll out on Twitter. So I put a poll out there. I don't know if you saw this, but I said, who will be the next coach of IU? Who will be the coach of IUBB next year? Scott Drew, Dusty May, Chris Beard, other. Where do you think the votes have come? Decent amount of votes in here so far.
Oh, I'm sure they're all for Scott Drew. No one's for Chris Beard. But hey, my guy Chris Beard beat Alabama tonight at Alabama.
50% say other. Scott Drew, 4%. Chris Beard, 24%.
I love Chris Beard as a coach.
Yeah, I mean,
he's a great coach.
He's I'm not gonna get into that tonight. We'll do that when Mike Woodson actually gets fired and there's a coaching hot board. There's certainly guys that you can hire that have less concerns.
Hey, you tell
as a basketball coach.
Hey, you tell me another guy that starts out 15-2 at Ole Miss, 4-0 in the SEC at Ole Miss. They don't even care about basketball there. I bet like 15 fans go. They don't give a shit about basketball. The guys in the SEC is the best conference in basketball. It's a slam.
No doubt about Chris Beard can coach. There's no doubt about this. I mean, let's think about on the floor for a second tonight. Trey Galloway,
terrible.
Like, I don't know what happened. I mean, when Indiana was like, think back to when we played at the Palestra. Galloway was really, we talked about Galloway, Goody, Ballo, and Baco. Ballo wasn't even that bad tonight. I just think he was kind of lazy running back, but like, you're down 30, whatever. Like, good. It's just Woodson. I guarantee he's just going to blame. Well, we couldn't make the long ball. Stop.
Hey, if there's one guy you really can't blame tonight, though, it's Ballo. He had 16 points and 15 rebounds, and
he got ejected.
Yeah.
Top it off. I would have gotten ejected way sooner.
I wanted to get ejected so I didn't have to watch
that fucking guy from Illinois. Pardon me, French. I would have clocked that fucking guy and gotten tossed out of the game. Fuck him. Like, I'm sorry. Like, I wouldn't want to sit there for that. Sorry. Apologies. But I'm over this, folks. Like I am. I got a text that said, please go live tonight so we can get the best podcast possible. Well, that's what you got, folks. So if you're listening to this is unbridled enthusiasm right after the game. Like,
hey, I got 2 new ideas.
All right, let's lay it on me. Let me look. You lay them on me while I look at what Woodson's talking about posting.
Hey, you fire Mike Woodson, you put Coach Sig in for the rest of the season.
Oh, come on.
Oh, please. It couldn't go any worse.
Well, I mean, why would you want to do? I mean, one, that's not realistic, but why would you even want to do that? What's the second idea? Let's be realistic here.
No, just to show how to lead a team. The second idea?
Yeah. Did you forget it?
Well, no, but I got too carried away because was there a Ja'Kai Newton sighting tonight, or is that?
Yeah.
Did he come back from his mysterious injury?
He did. He came back from his injury and immediately got backdoor cut for a layup. Yeah. Hey, sorry, Ja'Kai, you're catching strays here. It's not your fault, man. I'm glad to see you're healthy and actually were able to play, and I hope you have a great career wherever that is. That it's probably not going to be at Indiana. So, but are we really going to have to for the there's 13 more regular season games plus at least one Big Ten tournament game if they qualify. Remember, only the top 15 qualify for the Big Ten tournament. I think Indiana, because they already have 4 wins, I think they're going to do it, but it might be close. I mean, they may lose the next 8. Like, that's dead serious. You seen that schedule?
Yeah,
I remember when we used hyperbole. Ken Palm has it projected that way.
Hey, I remember when we used to have pretty not great teams, but they would never lose at home, or especially lose by 25 points at home.
Yeah. It's one thing to fold the 10 up, right? But that's what this team does. People talk about, what's this team's identity? They're quitters. That's their identity. They quit. When the going gets tough, I'm headed to, whatever bar they have. I'm headed to sports. I'm headed to upstairs. I'm headed to, whatever. I mean, they don't care. They don't. And you know what? The reason they don't is because their coach doesn't hold them accountable. There is no control. None. There's no structure. There's no plan. I would love to see what goes on behind the scenes there. I mean, Woodson's probably got a glass of red wine smoking his cigar with Eddie White again, because that's what he does after a big loss. Wouldn't be surprised. I just don't know, the intricacies of, Woodson's not going to resign, and they're probably not going to fire him, although they should. They should fire him tonight. Tonight
was like? It was like going to class at Indiana and coming home with a 35 on your K201 exam.
Do you know that from experience? Is that possible? Did that happen to you?
No, but that's what it would feel like.
I did that freshman year of finite mathematics. Shout out finite mathematics. I got a 40%. I called my mom. I was like, hey, I'm going to have to drop this class. I thought I knew what I was doing, but I did. So just running through some statistics for tonight. And Mackenzie Mbaka, 1 for 10, 4 points. Something's up there. I don't know. That's concerning. Luke Goody, 5 of 9, 1 of 4. He was 1 of 4 from 3, 13. Ballo, we already talked about, 16, 15, and 1 ejection. Miles Rice, 12 points, 5 turnovers. Galloway, 3-11.
Oh, God. My throw your chair moment was when he shot that 3-pointer and missed it by 6 feet left. I just don't know how he shoots air balls. So.
Yeah, Indiana 4 of 18 from 3. I mean, it's not as even Illinois didn't even play that well. To be honest, they shot 40%, 34 from 3, and they just beat the crap out of us on the backboards. Second chance points.
And why don't we give Bryson Tucker some more mid-range jumpers? When we actually set up a play for him, you saw that liner he shot, went right in.
I think we who cares about the X's and O's? Let's just get this fast. Let's fast forward the tape.
Hey, Hey, at least we shot good from the free throw line tonight. We shot 83.3%.
Oh, great.
That's one positive.
Well, you know, I mean, those are pressure shots when you're down 35. I mean, it is tough to shoot when there's nobody in the gym. I guess that's fair. No, I mean, I hate this. I absolutely hate this. That this is what this podcast has become.
Hey, do you know what Kaden Carlisle is shooting for the year?
Well, no, but I'm gonna guess in the low 30s.
28.3.
28. Oh my god! And that's before tonight.
Oh God,
Ben, I don't know. Like honestly, do we? Is this going to turn into relitigate every single game about Woodson getting fired? Is that what this is going to turn into?
Sure, I guarantee one thing: if we have 9 straight games, what?
Supposedly Mike Woodson skipped out on his normal post-game radio spot. Classy move. Yeah, let's stand up fish, the IU Hall of Famer. That's ended real well for the other coaches that have done that. He's talking to the media. That's.
Well, what are you going to say, Sherm? I mean, what's he going to say?
You know what? That's part of your contract. He gets paid for that. That's part of his salary is talking to the media, especially Learfield or whoever the hell there are now. Fisher, that's part of his contract.
Hey, didn't we give him a raise?
But we didn't extend him, and we gave ourselves 8 years to pay him. Turn into the freaking.
We might be the Raiders here pretty soon.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. We are the Las Vegas Raiders of the Big Ten.
Hey, who do you want as your next defensive coordinator?
Bengals.
Yeah.
Well, we'll get into that. I mean, probably Flus, man. As long as he hasn't any game management. Let's get to Mike Woodson's contract. So here we go. Tony Adrania, here we go. It's like me and Tony on the same wavelength. Woody's contract already calls for a buyout paid at $1 million a year. It's peanuts and won't be a problem. He says to Jeff Goodman, because Jeff Goodman says this. Mike Woodson's contract is for 2 more years at approximately $4 million a year. It's 4.2, 8.4 total, right? I already looked at this. We talked about this on the last one. Indiana bought out Tom Allen for a lot more than that. He's talking all this semantics about how they can get out from under this. Exactly. Tony's got it right. Indiana, like we said, it's a retirement gift. This job was a retirement gift to Mike Woodson. Thank you for. I think they're thanking Mike Woodson for what he used to be. We're basically going to pay him $1 million plus for the next, 8 years and whatever. Like, I mean, it's not my money. I don't give a damn about that. But like, you cannot continue. As soon as the season's over, he's done. Right?
I mean, I don't know.
I need you to be firm on this. Yes or no?
I thought he was done last year.
Well, if they'd listened to us, we would have. We all sat here, and everybody was like, we got all the true fan stuff, and then Mike started getting all these players, and we're like, hey,
we tried to buy it, sure.
We tried to tell you,
tried to buy it,
but we were like, hey, he's got some talent. This is like, we like talking NFL. This is, hey man, you fired your D coordinator, special teams, OC, all that stuff. There's nobody else to let go. Son, you fired Dane Fife. You got rid of Thad Matta. Right? You've run off players. This is on your shoulders now, Mike. There's nowhere else to look. You want to blame Umar Bella? I'm gonna predict something right now. How far are we away from business decisions being made where guys just say, I'm out, not playing? Or is it already happening?
Oh, we're there. I could see it tomorrow.
Right?
Yeah.
I mean, how
I'm sure they're smart enough to hold their money, some of their money to the end. I mean, they're not. I mean, if you're gonna give,
you do have to play out your. Yeah, I mean, but
you're not gonna. But
yeah, but my hamstring's a little tight, coach. I don't think I can go and practice today.
That happens all the time.
I mean, I mean, Hummel said it after the little, well, I won't even call it a fight, but a little, scuffle there. He said, this is a disaster. He just, like, you could tell Hummel was just like, as a person from Indiana, that obviously he went to Purdue and I'm sure is not a huge Indiana fan, but he is I think he actually likes Big Ten basketball and wants to see Indiana and Purdue competitive. This is a disaster. That was actually like a fan saying it. You could hear it in his voice. Go back and listen to that if you get a chance. And I think it's when he thought Ballo threw a punch. And I texted you, I said, did he throw a punch? And he didn't, thankfully. So in case you missed it, because hopefully you had better things to do than hopefully turned off the second half, but my crazy ass didn't. And, there was a little scuffle late. Ballo got thrown out of the game and, got to get in the shower early. Let's check out what one of the benefits from this live show is seeing what Mike Woodson has to say. Greg Doyle weighing in. This should be good. The Mike Woodson press conference was a disaster. The game was bad. Fight was worse. That was a disaster. Oh, boy. So Mike Woodson on Indiana being booed. Well, again, I love our fans. I respect our fan, but it's up to me to get our players to play at a high level. That's my job, and I'm going to continue to work in that area and hope our fans will stay in there with us. That could have been written 3 years ago. Actually, I think he probably did say that. Crimson Cast weighing in now. Notable that the most fired up this coach has ever gotten in Assembly Hall was when he took the mic on senior night to call out fans for not being supportive enough of him. Amen, brother. That's a repost. I mean, let's be honest.
This is a shit show.
Nathan says he turned that game off after Galloway whiffed the shot that you talked about where he missed about 6 feet. Shout out Nathan. Smart man for turning that off there. Hey, it is what it is. I just, this is a shame. It's a flat out shame. It really is. I did have high hopes for this team. I thought that they'd be at least, win a game or two in the NCAA tournament. I predicted them to win the Big Ten. Remember that? That was insane. But they have the talent that I thought, and it's not working. And they don't have Malik Reneau, who is one of their best players, and we do have to acknowledge that.
Yeah, we would only lost by 15 with him tonight.
Yeah, so we do have to acknowledge that one of our best players is not playing. But
we still would have got our ass kicked.
Yeah, but it would be nice to have another depth piece. And I don't expect Ballo to get suspended or anything like that. Hopefully there's nothing else that comes of that. Let's just move on. But we got Ohio State and 40.
Hey, what's the Candy Carlisle refund policy?
It ain't my money. Like I said, it's not my money, so whatever. But hey, get it how you live, Kanan. He's getting one hell of a deal. But Indiana's got Ohio State on Friday. And, one of the things about these IU performances, it really doesn't make me want to watch basketball the rest of the evening. But Ohio State and Wisconsin are playing, and Wisconsin is up by 10 already on Ohio. So Ohio State's most likely going to be coming off a loss. Would you classify this as a must-win for Indiana at Ohio State on Friday night? I just asked that with yes, right? They have to.
I don't see a world where we even make the tournament.
No, I'm just saying about the next game. If you want any semblance of having any type of respectability for yourself, you have to come out and win that game. And I don't. It's not like Ohio State's a real tough place to play, quite frankly. I don't think a lot of people, especially on the weekend that they're going to be playing the National Football Championship, all their fans going to be down in Atlanta with you.
God, I don't even want anyone to win that damn
game. Go down to Buckhead and go hang out with all the Ohio State fans this week.
I hate both those teams.
Well, I know that. Go ahead and head down to Buckhead and hang out. So, all right, scale of 1 to 10. Is there any chance? What's the chances that Dolson fires Woodson tomorrow?
0.
0?
0.
No, I'm giving it a 1. At least 10% chance. I mean, you know how many alumni? I mean, I had 3 texts from people that said they've emailed Dolson tonight, and I don't know that many people. Like, they're saying, "Hey, I'll email the AD." Yeah. So if they're telling me that, how many people are doing that? How many people are calling? Like I said, Quinn Buckner didn't have to do the Pacer game tonight. Think he's not on the phone right now. Like, I mean, they're going to have to pay him.
I don't think it matters if we're going to hire one of these coaches that
we can't worry about who we're going to hire.
Well, that's what I'm worried about.
It can't be any worse than what it is right now. This is no worse. Like, and I saw somebody talking about how Archie Miller didn't get this much heat. Oh, are you kidding me? People wanted to squeeze that pimple. I mean, bad.
I know that I'm.
This happens every 4 years.
Hey, I know I'm a first class hater, and I get it, but this hire wasn't sexy. Archie Miller, I didn't think was a sexy. Like, none of these hires are. They're not. These are granny panty hires.
Well, I mean, maybe with the Cignetti hire, maybe Dolson's found his way, and this is like I'm telling you, got Indiana basketball has one more chance. They fired Sampson with cause. I get it.
I don't
agree with it. You did at the time. Bull crap. You did at the time. Yes,
we are the only school. We are the only school that let the NCAA just bitch slap us around.
We are not.
North Carolina, Kansas, all the big school names.
Well, they actually win something.
They actually moved on. Freaking Michigan, my favorite football team, they got caught looking at damn signals the whole game. They still.
But
we sent too many texts.
Where I was going with this is, we fired Sampson for cause, right? That's like you got arrested for weed back in 2007. Well, it was illegal. Now nobody gives a shit. I get that, but back then people did, right? Okay, fine. Number one. Then we had Crean. Too many ups and downs, and too many peaks and valleys, and he got a little narcissistic with the administration, and that was it, right? Then they brought in the hot young thing, thinking Archie Miller's going to be it, and he'd had success at Dayton. He couldn't handle the job. Then you said, okay, so what have you done? You went with when Kelvin Sampson took the job, like, he was an accomplished coach.
And we were good with him.
Yes, and we were good. Then Crean, who was an accomplished coach from Marquette, comes into a job that maybe people don't want to take, right? Still an attractive job. Crean lasts a long time, wins a couple Big Ten championships, but he's high, low, like the stock market. We got rid of him. We bring in the big name, Archie Miller. Everybody wanted him.
Not me.
They did. They
did,
dude.
I hated him. No, I never liked him. I don't like short dudes, Coach.
Yeah, but that doesn't matter. You're not on the board of trustees at any of these.
Well, no one asked me, but I didn't. It
was Ohio State wanted him, and they ended up getting Holtman in June.
But Ben Kanter did not want him.
I'm saying, hey, I love you, Ben, but it's not about you. It's about the macro level. A lot of people wanted Archie Miller. He couldn't get the job done. So then what did Indiana do? They said, okay, enough is enough. We've heard from all of our alumni. We're going to go with one of our own, right? And they did that.
That no one wanted.
Guy that no one wanted. And thank God he had Trace Jackson Davis and Jalen Hood-Schifino. The second year he had Hood-Schifino, but you get my point, right? He had enough guys to get him to the tournament. And he does right now. He does. But it doesn't fit. So what's happening right now is he's being exposed. This is magnifying the problem. In India, I think Dolson can sit there and say, if you look back at the hires, successful coach, got in trouble. Less than successful coach, but we're willing to give a shot because of the situation that they were coming into. There weren't a lot of people just lining up to take the Indiana job at that point. Crean made it respectable again, quite frankly. He just couldn't keep it consistent. Archie Miller was the hot young name. That didn't work.
We should have appreciated Tom a little bit more.
Yeah, maybe. But we went the hot young thing, didn't work. Then we went with the old standby of like, hey, one of our own. That did not work. So what do you have to do now? you have to swing for the fences. I'm not talking Brad Stevens again going to leave Celtics management. I'm talking about the poll that I put out. Scott Drew, Dusty May, Chris Beard, I don't love because I'm just not convinced something like that's not going to come back to bite us. It's just what happens to Indiana. But Michigan doesn't give a crap about their basketball program. Dusty May's buyouts. I mean, I think Dusty May's a one and done in Michigan and going to be in Indiana next year. I'm calling it right now. Boom. There you go.
We missed the boat on Dusty May.
I don't think so. I don't think so. Let me ask you this. Your dream, you have a great job, but your dream job comes open. And you can leave your other job fairly easily. And you probably already told them, hey, if that one ever comes over, like Michigan didn't put any protections in place. Like his buyout's nothing.
Yeah, I don't know.
You can pay Dusty Mays and spread Mike Woodson's out, and it's like $4.5 million. It's not unreasonable. Like the money that's coming in from the Big Ten tournament and the Peacock, and how many TV deals does the Big Ten have? Like 5. I mean, all this stuff. Like it's nothing. So I expect Mike Woodson, like that comment. I hope our fans stick. Why are we sticking in? Well, I mean, I guess we're sticking in here with you if we're still talking here for now 37 minutes. And thank you for people listening. And it'll be on your podcast tomorrow. If you want to listen to it again, to be mad at yourself for doing it. So, but I think I'm hoping to wake up tomorrow and they say Mike Woodson's been called in the office. It's not going to happen, but maybe it does. So, any final thoughts before we get out of here?
I'm just glad the next game's Friday night so I can drink some Modelo's and watch it.
Yeah, it should be a real barn burner in Columbus. Can't wait. Indiana at Ohio State Friday night, national TV. Also, at least this one was on Peacock. Probably never even know it happened.
That would be best.
Well, can we? I'm just gonna before we get out of here, I'm gonna do one final check of the X.com.
He didn't get fired. We're not that low.
No, I'm not saying that he got fired. I'm just checking. Luke Goody says we got embarrassed. We know it. We have to represent this jersey better to all the fans who were booing, being negative on social media. Don't switch sides. Stay with us. You know, that's kind of switch sides. Like we're telling you that's not acceptable. Pretty sure he switched sides. Didn't he go from Illinois to Indiana? So whatever, Luke.
Hey, he probably
wanted to coming from though.
He probably wanted to switch back after the game.
He probably wants to switch back. Mike Woodson now owns 4 of Indiana's 10 more. We could just sit here for an hour and do this. I'm not going to do this, but he now owns 4 of Indiana's 10 worst losses in Assembly Hall history. I think that's a good way to end.
Yeah.
Mike Woodson, get it together, bro. You ain't going to be the head coach of Indiana very much longer. But the clock starts now. Thanks, everybody, for hanging in there with us. At Hoosier Court Pod, Instagram, Twitter, any of the socials. If you want to go to Facebook and find us, go follow Ben Cantor on social and get into it with him there. Podcast will be up tomorrow. Appreciate everybody hanging in there. Ben, as always, we'll be back at it Friday. You'll be drinking. Can't wait. See ya.